Everyone, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday Tips, Cut the Gibberish. Come on in. I'm excited to be here with you today. If you are joining me live, please do say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to hear that. And we are streaming in various different places. So if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button or ring that bell so you can be notified every time that we do go live. Tuesday Tips, Cut the Gibberish. Today we're going to be talking about the impact of making a phone call. Yes, let me say that again. The impact of making a phone call. I understand in our world today that is not something that's very common. Most of our interactions or communications with clients, customers, etc., is made through text messaging, emails, online platforms that are for messaging like Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn Messenger, etc. But guys, there's really an impact that you can make just by picking up the phone and calling someone. So let's dive into that. So people don't always pick up on the first try, and sometimes it takes multiple calls to make a contact. There are many reasons under the sun for not making another call. You get their voicemail the first time you try to call them. I get it. I've been there and done that basically because I've done phone calls myself. Yes, I have to leave a voicemail, and that's okay. Some people may genuinely feel that repeated follow up attempts will only annoy the prospect, but we find this is rarely to be the case. As long as no more than 10 to 12 call attempts are made over a period of several weeks, say a couple of months, 8 weeks or so. Because it's going to take more than just one phone call to actually reach that person and actually get them on the phone to actually have a conversation with them, right? So the odds of making contact go up with each additional call. The odds of people actually making another call are also going down. Be persistent in your follow-up with your phone calls. It will pay huge dividends. Consistency pays huge dividends. Yes, I get it. You make 10 calls and you have to leave a voicemail on at least over half of them, 6 to 8 of them. You only talk to 2 or 3 people. I get that. Those where you left messages, next week, try to call them again. Don't call them every day. I would not suggest trying to call them every day for follow-up calls, but at least maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, if you had to leave a voicemail or you didn't actually get to talk to the person. So use a follow-up schedule. That would also be helpful for you. Don't leave your follow-up to chance. Most business owners fail to invest in setting and communicating clear expectations for a good follow-up, or what a good follow-up actually looks like beyond some vague generalities. Get specific. Create a follow-up schedule that outlines when calls and email follow-ups should be happening. Maybe at the beginning of the week, you'll send them an email. Then at the end of the week, maybe you'll give them that phone call. Set up a schedule, of when that's going to be a best time for you to sit down and do that. Okay. The goal is to maintain appropriate, timely follow-up, no matter if they're ready to sign up for what you have to offer today or ask you to call them back in 2 to 3 months. They may not be ready at the given time you make that phone call to sign up and start working with you. They may not need what you have to offer at that given moment. So definitely put them on your follow-up list for 3 months down the road and try to get back in touch with them. Follow-up schedules can and should extend all the way up to 12 months, so for a whole year. Although the frequency of communications should change significantly as time goes on, based on the level of interest displayed from the prospect or the person that you're speaking with. Mapping out your follow-up schedule means no leads fall through the cracks. Now, CRMs are a good tool to use as well to kind of help keep up with some of this information, possibly to make those schedules and set reminders, you call that Sally Jones this week, then you definitely want to set yourself a reminder to call her again next week or 2 weeks from now. If you did not get to speak with her today, right? You had to leave a voicemail. So maybe next week or 2 weeks from now, you'll try to call her again to see if you can get her on the phone and actually have a conversation, right? Use different contact forms, different forms of contact. As I stated before, you can use different ways to follow up. It's simple. It is as simple as it sounds. Use more than one way to reach out. Emails, text messages, snail mail. Okay, yes, snail mail still works too. Send them a thank you card. Or I'm thinking of you. Or, okay, it's spring, right? We just started a new season in the year. We are starting a new quarter in the year. Today is April 1st. It's the beginning of the second quarter of 2025. Send them a card in the mail. I hope you meet all your goals in the second quarter of 2025. Just a little simple message, right? Or wish them a happy spring, because this is springtime. Most areas are transitioning from winter to spring at this given time. So send them a card that says happy spring. I just did that myself. So get in touch with people in whatever way works, because everybody's not going to see your email. Emails get lost. They go to spam, all the things. They can get lost easy. So think outside the box when you're thinking about a specific person. What form of communication is going to work for this specific person that I'm trying to contact? Or maybe try several different ones until you find one that does work for that person. Because like I said, just sending them emails most likely is not going to work. And I'm not saying don't send emails, because I do that myself as well, but it's not the only way I follow up. Yes, some people do see my emails, but everyone does not. So 1 month I might do emails. The next month I might do phone calls. Change it up and see what works best for each person. Of course, if someone generally wants you to stop contacting them, you definitely should. And they will, kind of verbally say that or respond to your email and say that, thank you for following up, but I'm not interested. Please don't contact me again, or, whatever. But you can often avoid getting to that point by establishing good rapport and clear expectations from the start. When you do follow up and they say, I'm not interested at this time, respond back and say, okay, could I contact you again in 3 months or 6 months? Would it be better for me to contact you again in 3 or 6 months? And then you put them on a follow-up list for 3 months from now or 6 months from now, whatever response you get from them. Okay. If you end each conversation, regardless of how motivated the prospect is or isn't, by asking for permission to follow up with them in a certain period of time, 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever, you will know if you should or can follow up with them again in the future or not. Remember, the fortune's in the follow-up, so don't leave any money on the table. Hope these tips were helpful for you around following up and actually making phone calls. I also want to share about our 3-day event coming up later this month. We are in the month of April, guys. Today is April 1. So April 23rd is when the Networking Method Launchpad starts. It's a 3-day event. It is free to attend. However, you do need to sign up in order to be able to attend, because it happens in a private Facebook group. So when you sign up, you will be invited to that private Facebook group where the event will be taking place. You don't want to miss this. There's all kind of things going to be happening. We have homework, we have prizes, we have bonuses, all kind of different things around helping you with your networking efforts. I will post below the video today a link to where you can sign up for this event that will be starting later this month on April 23rd. And I hope to see you there. So I hope everyone has a great Tuesday, and I'll see you again soon.